Hi there. Hello. If I look tired, that's because I am. Because, a little game was released called Baldur's Gate 3, and, well, playing that has taken over, sleeping. So, anyway, over the last 2 weeks, I've made a couple of videos talking about how not to use ChatGPT for your content creation. Mainly focusing on how you shouldn't use it to try and get it to make you a full script from scratch. But how about we focus on the good sides this time, and I show you how actually to use ChatGPT for content creation or pretty much anything creative. Let's talk. Now, unlike the weird rambling that ChatGPT chose to throw in front of its video, let's just hop straight into it with number 1. Fact-checking. This is probably the most obvious one. Whether you're making videos or doing anything creative and you just need an answer quickly, maybe you just need to know how something is done, maybe you need to just check something real quick. I mean, if you can't remember how many brain cells a human has, just ask ChatGPT, it'll check the internet, and you'll have your answer in a second. If you're not sure on how, a photography lens would work, just ask ChatGPT to explain it to you, and you will have your answer explained to you really fast. Do keep in mind that there is a time cutoff, so that with ChatGPT 3.5, it's at the end of 2021. So you want to get the latest info on the latest camera, well, you're going to have to do that research yourself. But if you want to know something evergreen or older than 2021, just ask and ye shall receive. Of course, don't take everything ChatGPT says as gospel. If you have something very important that you need to know, it's not always right. And the output, it always seems so confident that it might look like the right answer, but there are many situations where ChatGPT has just completely dropped the ball, made up something. So for non-essential stuff, it's good, it's quick, it's, usable. For really important to know things, maybe stick to your own research. Okay, let's speed this along and hop over to number 2, alternative ways to express something. So this is one thing that ChatGPT is absolutely fantastic for. Whether you're looking to upgrade your LinkedIn profile, or make a tagline for a hat commercial, or a call to action to the end of a YouTube video reminding your viewers to like the video, consider subscribing, ChatGPT is really good for this particular one. So the best way to go about this is to write your own view of this thing, then give that to ChatGPT and ask it to make a variation for you. Maybe you want it to be more sad. Maybe you want it to be more energetic. Maybe you want it to be more marketable. Don't be afraid to describe what you want the tone to be like, but also don't expect to get exactly what you ordered, because some of the terms ChatGPT will absolutely be lost with, but a lot of them it will be really good with. But just make your own text and ask it to vary that. Don't just ask it to make something from scratch. It's usually not great. But whatever you try to tell it to put out, the output can be complicated. So that's why we're going to hop over to number 3, simplified explanations. Asking ChatGPT to explain things to you, it can't be understated how useful it is. Because we all learn in different ways, right? So you can just ask it to utilize the way that you learn. Do you learn by examples? Then just ask it to explain something using a lot of examples. Do you perhaps learn by the very complicated technical jargon and you need to know how exactly something works to understand it? Just ask it to be very detailed. It's very simple, but it can be super effective. And turning that same thing around, if you're making a video about a topic and you want the audience to understand what you're explaining, write out whatever topic you have and just give that to ChatGPT and ask it to make a simplified version of it. And you can see what it will choose to leave out. So if it gets cut down by like 50%, you might notice that, okay, I might have added a few things that an absolute beginner, for example, does not need to know. They'll learn themselves, but just to get the basic idea, just these points. But speaking of ideas and topics, let's hop over to number 4, idea generation. Using ChatGPT as a content idea generator it can be extremely powerful when done right. So as a first instinct, you might see that, well, I'll just go on ChatGPT and ask it to generate YouTube video ideas. And the response you're going to get is going to be terrible and extremely broad. You're going to say that, this just doesn't work, and never use it again. Or you'll just simply take whatever it's suggesting at face value and just roll with it. Don't do that. Instead, when you ask it for ideas, be specific. If you have a broad topic in mind, that's great. Use that. Tell ChatGPT the broad topic, and then tell what kind of an audience do you expect to have. Tell them what your channel is about, and tell it what sort of a content creator you are. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? I know that one requires a bit of introspection, and it's always scary, but it helps. That way, the ideas that it provides are going to fit your channel much better. Most of the time, they're still going to be pretty broad, but that's still good. Because now you can just take, let's say, number 4 of that list of 10 ideas that you got, and just ask it, okay, be more specific. I want to narrow down this topic into this particular suggestion. Take this suggestion, break it into pieces, and give me 10 ideas from those. This can get you suggestions that are way better at focusing on a particular topic. You know, a general, pretty narrow topic that most YouTube videos are about. Instead of something like, well, here is a video about everything regarding AI and photography. What's the point of that video? Niche down from that, go more detailed, and you can break that topic down to maybe 30 different videos. But even with all of that, don't expect to get completely ready to go ideas from ChatGPT. Consider them the first iterations of a topic, and then you flesh out with your style, your flair, and your knowledge what that video is actually going to be. And when you start making that video, there's one more thing that ChatGPT can do, which is number 5. B-roll ideas and filming practices. So once you've fleshed out your video idea, you've written the script, you've filmed your A-roll, and now you want to bring that video to life with some B-roll. Hop back into ChatGPT. There, just give it your script and ask it what sorts of B-roll would be good for a video with this as its script. And if some of the suggestions don't immediately click, you can ask it, how would I go about filming this sort of B-roll? Really utilize the recalling abilities of ChatGPT in here. Also, letting it know what kind of gear you have is a pretty good idea. And there we go. That is 5 fantastic ways that I've found that content creators or any creatives can utilize ChatGPT in their workflow. That is not all of the ways. And do you need to use all of these? No, you don't. And no, they aren't. Pick and choose. Because that's what it's all about. What fits your workflow. And of course, try them all out. Try them on for size. If something doesn't just work for you, then it doesn't work for you. That's fine. But I wouldn't dismiss the whole idea of using ChatGPT, because it is a tool more than anything else, and it is free. So why would you be missing out on a powerful tool that you would get for free? But throwing the ball back to you, do you have another way to utilize ChatGPT? A great way that anyone can use? Let me know. Let everyone know in the comments below. Also, do you want to see more videos like this from me? Also let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, consider clicking that like button. That would help me out a lot. And have a great rest of the week, everyone. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.